Good morning and welcome to Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson. Today is Thursday, May 2nd, and there's a lot to cover. We're going to start with Roblox. We're going to go to medical AI, and then we're going to end up with robotics. So a lot to cover in today's show. First things first, this is really interesting. We can file this under something nobody asked for or wanted. Today, we announced Roblox Video Ads are now available to any advertiser on the platform. Okay, so let's take a look at Roblox ads. Okay, I guess we have ads in Roblox now. Okay, over to virtual and augmented reality. This is really neat. This is a map of Meta Quest sales against iPhone sales and Instagram over the same kind of time period. So we're in year 5 of Meta Quest, and they've done 33 million sales in 5 years, and we're kind of on path on the same trajectory as the iPhone. Now, will it go straight up like the iPhone? Probably not, because daily use of the device is not as high as iPhone, but it does show you that we are making real strides, and everybody forgets that the exponential curve is long until it goes up. And when it goes up, it goes boom. So I'm really excited about virtual reality and the things that it will bring to us. Now, speaking of virtual reality, what if you could hold time in your hands? Check this out. Got a little clock, got a little timer there. Boom, explosion. And you can stop time. Oh, how cool is that? Backwards and forwards. Imagine holding time in your hand like this. This is the kind of stuff that you can only do in virtual reality. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, over to medical. Biotech AI Revolution is nearly here in 2024. Is AI discovery and development a real thing? And it's actually further along than we may have thought. So the idea here, I'm just going to scroll down. The intersection of biotech and AI. They've developed AI platforms that utilize deep generative models. And I'm actually going to show you one in a second, some of the work that's being done, but there's so much being done in this area. It's really getting crazy. We're going to see AI to accelerate and improve drug discovery and also reduce the cost, because now we can make very specific drugs for people. There's so much going on with this. And, can AI lift up humanity across healthcare, science, education, government? I believe that we're in this kind of transitional moment. And, speaking of AI and algorithms and things, check this out.
Have therapeutic benefits for your brain, according to recent studies. Basically, your brain, depending on what it's up to, exhibits different brainwaves. So when you're asleep, you might have brainwaves that are super slow, like 0.5 to 8 cycles per second. Those are delta or theta waves. Gamma waves are the opposite of that. They're like 40 cycles per second. And your brainwaves are probably at this level when you're super alert and focused on something. Recent studies seem to link these gamma waves with better cognition in human test subjects, and gamma waves also seem to be able to clear amyloid plaques from the brain, potentially offering a treatment avenue for Alzheimer's disease. Several companies are now developing cool headsets and apps that use flashing lights like this and rhythmic sounds to entrain your brain to 40 hertz, basically forcing your brain into a gamma wave state. But if you don't want to wait for these to enter the market, it's not that hard to make your own blinky light machine.
Awesome. So now, if you want to know about the science behind that, I will put the links in the chat as usual. How sensory gamma rhythm stimulation clears amyloid plaques. So if you don't know anything about Alzheimer's, what happens is we have these alpha pleated sheets, and then actually they get folded into beta pleated sheets, and that's what causes Alzheimer's. They build up these plaques, these amyloid plaques. And by using this 40 hertz stimulation and this visual stimulation, they've been able to break down those and reduce Alzheimer's disease in mice using this frequency of 40 hertz. And it's interesting because, a lot of people say, you have a good frequency, or you could have a good energy. And the interesting thing is, we've been taught that pills can solve our ills, but really, we can do this ourselves with the right sounds and auditory systems and visual systems. So you can really heal yourself using this technology. Okay, over to recycling. Now, something like 35% of all recycling gets recycled, the rest doesn't. And check it out.
That
the folks at AMP have developed this algorithm for looking at scanning trash using vision systems to identify different components, sort it out with the robot. And that's cool. And that's a huge improvement from what we have been doing, which is having humans do that.
Right.
And humans, A, not as fast as robots. B, it's dangerous for them. And then C, it's just hard to find people who want to do that work.
Right.
And what I think is this allows us to start imagining is, can we actually start to creep towards a circular economy where we, A, design products for recycling, and B, actually start to implement that? A lot of,
You know, we had that for a long, long time. We had recyclable bottles. Milk used to come in a little crate and dropped off at your house. Coke bottles used to come in glass that you could return. And in Canada, we have a beer store, and the beer store takes back, and they have like a 98% recycling. And so we already have that. We just need to go back to glass and metal instead of plastic. Okay. OpenAI's GPT-4 outperforms doctors in another new study. So it's a study talking about eye treatments. And if the challenge is, when doctors in med school, they rotate across clinical areas, spending time with surgery, psychiatry, ophthalmology, everything. And then they get their license. They become a general practitioner. GPT-4 significantly outperformed the junior doctors, scoring 69% compared to their 43%. So we're already starting to see this. It says the most important thing is to empower patients to decide whether they want computer systems to be involved or not. I mean, 69 versus 43, I'll take the computer every day of the week. Okay, more medical stuff in AI. A brain implant that went in a guy 2 years ago in 2022 is allowing him to see. So he was blind in his eye, but the actual cortical nerves were still active. So they're actually using a camera to stimulate those nerves and created this artificial vision to make him be able to see. So there's so many people who are totally blind because of their eyes and not the visual cortexes. They can actually start stimulating. It says, we've been pleasantly surprised by the reliability. We've been pleasantly surprised by the stability. And I think this is super cool. If we can now have people with, with this, we can take people that are blind and make them see again. That's a good use of technology. Okay, if you ever wanted to learn about generative AI and how to do this, Google Cloud has come out with an entire course list here. There's an introduction to generative AI. There's a course here. It's all free. You can go here. You can get it. Oh, GDPR, of course. And then there's a ton of other courses. So you go along. There's introduction to generative AI. There's a whole bunch of these courses. So you can go there and start to learn, and it's all free. Love it. Amazing, Google. Okay. This is really neat. This is Meshcapade. I just saw this today, and it's a foundational model that enables digital humans to understand and move and see. So I don't really know what it's doing. I'm going to get in there, and maybe somebody watching this can reach out to me and let me know what they're doing. But I think it's able to kind of watch a virtual world, text to avatar motion, text to avatar motion from video. So this is kind of like Move AI, but on steroids. And body shapes from images. Wow, look at that. 3D is really going to be the next frontier of AI models. I'm very excited for it. Okay, how AI is testing the boundaries of human intelligence. This is a BBC article on AI versus the mind. And I won't get into the too many details here, but it talks about medicine. It talks about the grand mysteries of the study of artificial intelligence. It talks about algorithms that are dominating the market. And there's a whole video on here. It's really fascinating, and I strongly recommend it. I will put the links in the chat. Make sure you subscribe too, because why wouldn't you? Okay, to train car dealers on EVs or electric vehicles and other topics, Ford is turning to gamification and AI-powered education. They're actually gamifying their learning now to teach their employees on how best to promote and sell the Ford EVs. And actually, last week, my daughter was working for Ford and brought home the Ford F-150 Lightning, and it was parked in our driveway for like a week. What a cool car. Awesome. It's a big truck, and it actually is super quiet, like it's an EV. So very cool, except for the backup sound in the morning. It's got this really weird backup sound. But other than that, really cool vehicle. Okay. What's your personal tell word to identify ChatGPT? As you know, ChatGPT writes in a meh style. It'll give you what you want, but it's meh. It always gives you, a bunch of bullet points. It says in summary or in conclusion. It always does that. So what are some of the words people have identified that let you kind of understand this? And if you look in this Reddit post here, it goes, the fact that it loves to add conclusions that are completely unnecessary. A a telltale style for sure. It's a comment here. It goes, AI generated, don't know why. I've just taken to writing the style of ChatGPT, confuses people at work. It's true. It has its own style, but you can go and prompt it and tell it to change the style. So don't be afraid to tell ChatGPT, no, that's not the style I want. Do something more unique. Okay. Grammarly, this is super cool. You can win at work. Take our word for it. Grammarly is a platform that will help you write. It's kind of like just a better, shorter ChatGPT that you can build into your things. And if you haven't tried Grammarly, I've been using it for a while, and it actually will just kind of shorten up your text, make things a little bit better. It just makes your writing better, and it's just a cool tool. Thought I'd share. Okay, this is neat. Flatiron Software unveils snapshot reviews, an AI tool for analyzing developer code and performance. Now, if you've ever started to write code, or you got brought into a project and you don't know the code base, this is a software that can help you with QA, with kind of just identifying where everything is, what the request lifecycle is. You can connect it to Jira and GitHub. Very, very cool. I haven't tried it myself, so I will give it a try this week. But Flatiron Software, and this looks pretty promising. Okay, over to the marriage of synthetic biology and 3D printing. We're now able to print living materials. We talked about this yesterday in things that we were able to take cells and grow them. Now we're able to print living materials in any shape we want. Those are living materials. Wow, how cool is this? So on the left, we got plant cells. And yeah, if we're able to do this, we can build nanobots, we can build new body parts, perhaps just very, very cool that we're able to now 3D print living materials. What a revolution we live in. Okay, over to Sam. Sam has been out of the news for about a minute, but he's back saying, Sam Altman says helpful agents are poised to become AI's killer function. Now, if you know GPT, it doesn't really get the job done. It can give you answers, but it doesn't take it to the next level. So you can say, write me some code, but it won't create the whole program. And so an AI agent is something that will take many different AI algorithms, and you give it a prompt, and you say, I'll build me an app for X, and it'll go and get the code from here. It'll get a UX from here. It'll do this, and it'll put it all together for you. And last week we featured an algorithm that allowed you to do that from different places and put them all together. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in this, and there's a whole article in MIT Technology Review that I will put the link in. Okay, still on AI, because this is the hot topic of the day. Are these states in America making a big mistake on AI? It's interesting because they're starting to introduce regulations into government, and the Connecticut Senate pressed ahead on April 24th with one of the first major legislative proposals in the U.S. to rein in bias in AI decision-making to protect people from harm, including manufactured videos and deepfakes. Sounds great. However, when you dig in a little bit, you're like, it's not clear how these will be worked. And, background checks for jobs, scraping LinkedIn, social media platforms, creating deepfakes. These are all things that are problems. But what we're starting to see is that regulation really can hinder innovation. And so we kind of have this weird moment where we're trying to regulate our way out of these things, and it could harm innovation in the long run. But we shall see. More AI. There's AI-based drug discovery tools coming out every single day, and this is a huge, huge market. I can't stress this enough. There's so much going on in this space, and we are going to be using AI to revolutionize drug discovery, and I just can't wait to learn more about this and dig in. Last thing on the list today is meet the humanoids. 8 robots ready to revolutionize work. So at the beginning of this year, I did 24 predictions for 2024, and the rise of humanoid robots was one of them. So I'm actually going to add this to their article. But these are all the robots that are in the work right now. And here from Gordy Rose, we see a future where general purpose robots are as ubiquitous as cars, helping people do the work that needs doing. I love that. And I mean, look at these robots. You've got Electric Atlas from Boston Dynamics. That's the one that spun itself around and stood up like a freak. That was crazy. Figure 1, Phoenix, Apollo, Optimus Generation 2, Digit, H1, and Eve. You can see they all look the same, really. Eve is the only one that's on wheels. The rest of them are bipedal. So yeah, Very cool. That's all I got today for Daily Tech News. It's been a lot. It will be a lot tomorrow as well. Tomorrow will be Friday, and we'll wrap it up and we'll do some real cool stuff. So I can't wait to share more Daily Tech News with you. Please subscribe. Have a wonderful day and treat each other with respect and love. Peace.